And now each candidate has 2 minutes.
With the same very excellent leader, it's quite reasonable that members of the party want to know what might be the priorities for the party in the next phase of our history with the next leader. I think to begin with, we need to understand the political context. The Conservatives and Wildrose parties are trying to, well, up until very recently, were trying to pretend to be moderate before elections, and then they go back to their very tired ways after the election. So what we need is a truly progressive party in this Alberta which can represent the values of Albertans that are growing and evolving and joining with us every day. Now, I've announced my 5 key priorities as leader. They're on my website. I know you asked for 3, but I'm going to go with 5 if I have time. They're on my website and in my leaflet, which I have here tonight. Now, my top priority, of course, is, as I've already said, it's to build a modern, progressive movement that is truly capable of taking on the Conservatives and the Wildrose across the province and ultimately winning. The voting patterns of Albertans are changing, and we need to build the kind of movement that can tap into that deep well of progressive values that is growing in this province. Albertans are with us on the issues, but we have to have the candidates, the money, and the organization across the province, and or we will continue to be a small party. So my objective as leader will be to build that larger organization. Now, the other priorities that I've talked about in my leaflet and with respect to my campaign, of course, healthcare. I'm a New Democrat. No NDPer can fail to talk about healthcare. We need shorter wait times. We need more long-term care. We need a plan to bring mental health spending up. We need to train more doctors as a start. We need an education system that's capable of building new schools and buildings, and that's something that is desperately needed. We need to stop giving away our resources for a song. We need a progressive income tax, and we need to deal with the issues of our cities. So there we go.
Thank you, Rachel. Rod, what do you see as the top 3 priorities for Alberta's New Democrats as a party in the next 5 years?
In a nutshell, it's fundraising, training, and organizing and building capacity. So both David and Rachel have talked about expanding the party, getting out there and getting more people into the party. That's absolutely essential. We need to get on the doorsteps, and we need to invite people into the party. Many times when I go out and I speak to people that are working on progressive issues, I ask them, well, has anybody asked you to join the party? And they say, no, nobody has. So we need to get more aggressive, I would say. Well, assertive would be the more diplomatic way of saying it, no? But also important is it's evolving our members. And what I mean by that is by providing the training that they need. A lot of people feel that they don't know how to address the issues. So we need to work together, organize together in order to make sure that we're building capacity of each and every member of the party so that they feel confident that they can go out there and go toe-to-toe with those supporters of the Wildrose and the PCs. We need to make sure that each of the members are being provided with tools, the tools that they need. How many of you in this room know about NDP activist? Okay, not a lot. That's a tool, and we're going to keep adding to that tool belt for you. We need to make sure that you're provided with those tools so that you can get out there and discuss the issues. We need to work with candidates to get the message out there to as many people as possible, obviously. But most importantly, every member needs to be just as passionate about forming an Alberta NDP government as us 3 before you here on the stage today. Right? We need to build together, fundraise, train, and then work together and organize.
Thank you, Rod. And I just want to remind audience members that you can submit questions for our candidates here, so keep those questions coming. And the second question, and the first response goes to Rod. As a grassroots party, New Democrats rely on the volunteer base. The party has a great team already, but as leader, what would you do to energize and engage the current membership base?
Well, I think that education is absolutely essential. We need to create public spaces where we can bring people together and discuss the issues. I think that's something that we don't necessarily focus a lot of our time on. We focus on identifying the candidates and making sure that they can get out there in front of people. But as I was alluding to in my previous statements, I think that each and every member needs to have that passion about what the values are of the NDP, what makes them tick, and what they're contributing to the party as we're moving forward. That, coupled with education, ongoing education that we do within the party, such as what we do at convention, is going to make the difference as we move forward. And it's about building true relationships, genuine, authentic relationships. The NDP, we should think of ourselves as a family, working together, collaborating, cooperating with one another in order to make sure that we can get out there and go toe-to-toe with the Wild Rose and the PCs.
Thank you, Rod. David.
It's essential to expand our base always and to ensure that we are valuing the people who choose to buy memberships in the Alberta New Democrats. It's important because I know when we're out selling thousands of these things now that people are going to expect something in return, not just a consumer sort of expectation, but a participatory expectation where people can interact and bring forward the issues that are most important to them as well. I've worked very hard as well, my 2 terms as a New Democrat MLA, to expand and to reach out to new communities as well, to ensure that our party is more reflective of the demographic that exists here now in 2014 Alberta. And it's working. We have excellent connections with different groups, with New Canadians, with Smallies, that are not just participating and giving us a nod, but will produce candidates and be active participants in the development of policy that's relevant to everyone here in the province. I've been actively and aggressively pursuing new affiliations as well. I managed last week to bring in 4,000 members of the AUPE to officially affiliate with the Alberta New Democrats, and I will be pursuing more here in the next couple of days. So piece by piece, I certainly, individual by individual, I bring people in. I use the model that I won Calder with, but on an exponentially larger scale as a leadership candidate and as the leader of the Alberta New Democrats.
Thank you, David. Rachel, as a grassroots party, New Democrats rely on the volunteer base. The party has a team already, but as leader, what would you do to energize and engage the current membership base?
Well, I think a lot of that issue's already been touched on in a lot of great ways by both David and Rod. You know, when I was first elected, we only had 2 MLAs, and we'd have a day in the legislature where I might have, you know, I would feel like I made just the most brilliant quip, and I would expect to walk out of those legislature doors and have all these people telling me how brilliant it was, and lo and behold, nobody knew a thing about it. Who knew? And so we need to be sure that as a party, we take what we do in politics and we go out to the community, we invite their input, and we give them a forum to do that on a regular basis, and we make politics something that belongs to the